All right, my beautiful friends, it's the end of the day. Thank goodness, seriously. A totally, absolutely wild day on Wall Street. So let's start off with the basics here. Stocks finished down across the board. Now, I almost don't know where to start. I guess how about this? Trade. Not just one round of bad trade news regarding China, but this seemed to be the theme throughout the day. And it rattled the markets here. All kinds of talk about how China's not ready to sign anything. There's all this work to be done. The market does not like it. All right? Especially because that's all we've heard for months, is how great it is, how fantastic, tremendous. I mean, if I hear this one more time out of anybody in the administration's mouth, I'm literally going to throw up. It's becoming some kind of a joke, and the joke is on you, and it's on me, and it's on the American people, and it's going to get worse. I just said this over the past few days, but let's talk about that. It seems now that for some reason, we're not winning yet, I guess, whatever your perspective might be, with regard to China trade. Now we're starting a new front, it appears, with Europe. We also got Mexico too. So we have a multiple front trade war going on. And if you were watching any of the networks today, even those that support the president are kind of like, whoa, hold on a minute. Why don't we try to win one trade war first, whatever that means, win. Okay. I understand there's probably degrees of losing here, but again, I have to agree in this respect. We are now, or it appears, that we're going to be fighting a trade war on multiple fronts, and we're not making any progress. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of getting sick of winning. Aren't you just a little bit? Look, I'm sorry I made that joke because I know some people are going to get offended here. But something is up. Now, we know who's paying for this already. It's the American people who are going to subsidize any kind of trade war. So now we're fighting a trade war on multiple fronts, and it's going to hit you right in your pocket. Now, I'm not saying, again, because my words get twisted out of shape. I go and I look at, like, chat rooms or whatever where people are talking about, Greg Mannarino said this. I am not saying that we don't need to fix these trade imbalances. Yeah, we do. But how about we win one of these trade wars first before we start fighting on multiple fronts? Does that make sense to you? Makes sense to me, too. I would be willing to bet that most people would say, hey, you know what, let's try to get one thing right, and then, excuse me, itchy nose, we will move forward. There's a couple other things that are going on that I want to talk about with you. So we know it happened earlier today. The IMF, yet again, downgrading the global economy, which include the United States, okay? But meanwhile, I want to read this to you because I want to get this verbatim correct. All right. The U.S. Energy Information Administration raised its forecasts for United States and global benchmark crude prices for the entire year. Now, if in fact there is a global slowdown occurring, which, this is no news. It shouldn't be to you. And the IMF is downgrading yet again global growth. So that would tell you generally that the demand for crude oil would slow down. Why are they raising their forecasts? Not only are they raising their forecasts, I think I wrote this down too. Check this out. Where is it? Yeah. West Texas Intermediate Crude, they're raising their forecast by 4.8%. And for Brent, 3.8%. These are big numbers. These are big freaking numbers here. Let me read something else to you as well here. You shouldn't be happy about this. I mean, it doesn't make me happy. I can't imagine how anyone would be happy to hear the gasoline prices have now risen for 5 consecutive months. And it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. You're going to reach deeper into your pockets, paying for everything, especially if we get a rate cut, which I think is coming here, and more quantitative freaking easing. Something is wrong, people. Something is very wrong. And we understand how this is playing out. You, me, we have no choice. We are going to be forced to subsidize crude oil, like I've been explaining to you now for the longest time. Actually, for the past several weeks, maybe a month, I've been explaining this to you. And now look, it's all just coming together. I don't just pull this stuff out of a hat. I really hope you know that. When I say something, there's a reason, all right? And with regard to the stock market, we're subsidizing that too. And that's why rates are going to continue to be suppressed. The middle class is going to be robbed blind with regard to the interest earning accounts. Yeah, sure, stocks are going to go higher, despite what we witnessed today here. But at one point, this is going to end. Who knows when? It is going to. And the middle class is always the loser. And the wealth gets transferred from one group of people to another. It's that simple. Now, let me just cover something else here real quick. There are a lot of people, for some reason, who believe that President Trump is not going to win the next election. I'm here to tell you that the way things are going right now, not only is he going to win, but he's going to win by a landslide. And why is that? Well, let's put that into perspective. Under no president in United States history has the stock market gained so much so quickly. That is tremendous. The Wall Street banks, the corporations, big pharma have never seen profits like this before. Where do you think they're going to put their cash to work? An unknown name that's not, that's not going to play the game that he's playing? Let me say something else too, in case you don't know. Never before in history have world central banks become as strong as they are today. That's another reason why more quantitative easing is coming again. The world central banks, their product is debt. The more debt they issue, the stronger they become. Here, the Wall Street banks, the corporations, corporate America, the United States of corporate America, and the central banks, they're at the top of the pyramid, and they got a guy here who is doing exactly what he is being told to do. Believe me. And you and I and everybody else is going to be forced to subsidize this and pay for it as the elimination of the middle class continues. There has never been a more perfect player, in my view, in the history of the world, to bring about this two-tier society, which we are witnessing unfold right before our eyes, than President Donald Trump. This is why, unless a miracle happens, President Trump will win the next election. I have no doubt. Look, your vote doesn't matter. My vote doesn't matter. You should know that by now. And this whole two-party thing, it's a game. It's a charade. If you believe it's real, then I have to tell you this as straight as I can. You're completely lost. The division, the two poles here, it's designed to keep you off balance. Divide and conquer. Look here, don't look here. Give you some kind of a thought that maybe you count at all, but you don't. It's all about the bucks. It's all about the money. And you can only imagine the way that corporations, Wall Street, the banks, big pharma, all of them have been enriched by this guy. Well, who do you think they're going to put their cash behind? Like I said, an unknown person or someone that is right up there playing ball, doing every single thing that he's supposed to do. Now with that in mind, let's back up a moment here and try to put a perspective on why we are now being forced to fight a trade war on multiple fronts. Like I said, there are imbalances that need to be fixed. However, what you don't know, or maybe you should know, is the trade gap between the United States and other nations has never been wider. So the trade war isn't really working out, is it? All these trade wars, no, they're not working out. But we're getting billions from the tariffs. Does anybody have the slightest clue about how much we are losing by the trade gap getting wider and wider? No. You won't hear about that anywhere because you're not supposed to know that either. Look, I think all of you understand where we are, where you stand in the world. Most people have no idea. But the plan here should be as clear can be for you. And if you still don't see it, meditate on it, pray on it, whatever you got to do. Because this is going to get a lot worse. Honestly, it really is. And I'm not even going to say it before it gets better. Because we know where this is going. It's not going to get any better for you. If you are a member of the middle class, it's only going to get worse for the foreseeable future. Believe me. All right, with that said, has this lovely video been interesting, enlightening, or just total crap? Let me know. Share this video if you don't think it's total crap. I'd appreciate it, and I will. See you tomorrow morning.